Good morning. Hello. This site is Take What Rings True. And the whole idea is I'm going to be sharing spiritual thoughts, and you take what rings true to you and let the rest go. You don't have to believe anything I say. My name is Teresa Micheletti, and I've studied spiritual philosophy for years and gathered lots of information. So today, I'm going to be talking about the rays of God or the vibrations of God. So I learned about these in 1993 in a trance class with a spirit guide named Francine. Sylvia Brown would go into a trance. She'd go sit on a bench on the other side, and her spirit guide would come in and talk to us. So she was sharing about the rays of God. They align to creation and the God force. So the seven God's rays, are the seven holy vibrations. So each one of the rays is a different vibration. If you think of a prism and the white light going into the prism and then a rainbow coming out, that's what these rays are. They're different vibrations, separations of the white light. Mentally, you can call on these rays to make your life a bit smoother and to enhance your abilities to help others. You may find that negativity drops away more easily. You might find that you are in more harmony and that you have more healing ability. Your soul advances a bit when you employ these rays. You can think of mentally taking a rainbow, and I'll talk about the colors in a moment. But if you took a rainbow and had the colors go into each of your chakras, and there's chakras in front and you have some chakras behind you, behind your head and in your back. So there's seven rays and there's space for the chakras. Space for the vibrations to go into the chakras. So the first ray is a thought ray, and the color for that ray is silver light. So a silvery light is the vibration of that color, that ray. It's an emanation from God, and it's the highest vibration, and it corresponds with us being thoughts in the mind of God. We always were thoughts, unique thoughts in the mind of God. And this corresponds to that vibration. You can use that silver light in the form of platinum, a platinum column, to place over people to protect them. You can also put platinum columns in the corners of your room, the corners of your property, the sides of your door, not anywhere you're going to walk into it, because as you continue putting the columns, it can become more solid and you don't want to bump into them. I put them over light poles, and I often put them over people. You can use this ray to filter out unwanted or unneeded stress or anxiety. So if you're feeling anxious or someone else is feeling stressed, mentally send them the silver ray or the first ray of God. You can also think of threading that or flowing that light from your crown chakra all the way through your body and let it touch every organ as it goes through. And that helps to relieve stress and anxiety also. And also helps to neutralize any negativity within, any negative energy. Make it bright and shiny. The second ray is a dark blue color. And this is corresponding to the creation where, as thoughts, we came into beings outside of God's mind. And this ray brings peace and tranquility. When the ray is closer to you, or your God space, or Father God space, when the ray is closer, it's darker blue. As it emanates out, then it gets to be lighter blue. So this ray is an emanation of God, and you can use it to swirl around you. So think of the rays as coming inside, going through your chakras, swirling around you, and then you send them out. So if someone is anxious, someone is arguing, someone is upset, send them the blue ray. Mentally, you can give them this gift of tranquility and peace. If their soul does not want to accept the ray, it will go to the nearest person whose soul will accept the ray. So send out that light. When you're commuting or traveling, fill that space that you're in with blue light. So you're in a car, you're in a train, you're on a bus, you're on a subway. Think of filling that light, that blue light, into the space where you are or where you're going to be. I use this ray when I get nervous. So the first time I ever did a talk at church, I surrounded myself with a blue light of tranquility, and that helps. If you know someone who's upset or stressed or needs some peace and tranquility, send them blue light, the blue ray. The third ray or vibration is emerald green, and it especially helps with healing. So if you know someone who's sick or not feeling well, send them emerald green, the emerald green third ray. We tend to look outside of ourselves for miracles, but really, this ray represents when thoughts are things, and we have our own God center. We are our own creators, and we tend to look outside to fix a situation. Someone else can come help us. God can create a miracle. That's true. But we can also create our own miracles. We can create our own uh, solution to a problem. So use that ray, that blue ray. The fourth ray is orange, and it's a where you renew things and dispel depression. So if you know someone who's depressed, send them orange light, send them the orange ray. It can also help you to renew your commitment to God. You came to earth, believe it or not, to share your experiences with God. And this ray increases your commitment to do that, to accomplish your goals in your life chart, and to advance your soul. You can send this ray to someone who feels despair or someone who feels hopeless. So use the rays to help other people. The fifth ray is mauve. That's a purpley color. And this is the ray, the essence of that ray is gathering knowledge to grow your spirit. So when you gather knowledge from around you, information from around you, and actually think about it and decide what's true for you and let the rest go, then you evolve and advance spiritually as you gain more knowledge. The sixth ray is white light. And that's a combination of all of the rays. And this light is protection. It also dispels negativity. It's also the ray for activation. When you're using your knowledge and experience, you're using this sixth ray, the white light. You can send out this protective light to others anytime. This ray is best to dissipate negativity. When we combine all those rays, it's the white light. So you see the white light going into a prism, and then it separates out into the other colors. I like to use this ray a lot to protect other people and to protect myself, my loved ones, my friends. The seventh ray is the color of your choice because it's your God center circling back to God. So you choose what color you want to emanate for the seventh ray. God installs the first four rays, but we need to pick up the fifth ray. And the fifth ray was that mauve color, that purpley color. And the fifth ray is where we decide to use that knowledge and pick up that knowledge, gather that knowledge. If you don't use the fifth ray, then you get stuck. That's when people are disenchanted. They might even allow other people to decide things for them. They give up their power to others and follow a path sometimes that they would not follow if they were actually thinking about what they really wanted to do. Think for themselves. Many people give up their power and allow other people to decide things for them. We all have life's ups and downs. But if you don't search for knowledge or keep learning, then your body shuts down and your brain shuts down. Your brain thinks you're dead and it shuts off. You can get depressed. You can get ill because your body's going, okay, no information coming in here. So search out information. There's a lot of brain research on this, that if you stop learning things, then that's when you get senility. That's when you don't continue growing and you sort of atrophy your brain. You're stuck there and your body gets affected. So the fifth ray, just live life. Get out there and live. Be curious. Just being curious should keep you in the fifth ray or keep you gathering the fifth ray, making it available to yourself. Don't keep the rays to yourself. They're not meant to be kept just for you. They're meant to be shared with others. If you think of God's rays flowing through you, I like to think of them coming in, going through my chakras, then swirling around my body and going out to whoever needs them. You can ask the angels to choose whichever ray someone needs around you and deliver it to them. If you know specifically what ray is needed for someone, then you can specifically mentally think of that ray going out. So, one time I was eating dinner with a friend, and a parent and a little kid were approaching our table, and the kid was silently sobbing. So I sent out a ray of blue light, tranquility, and peace. And by the time he got to our table, he'd stopped crying and was more calm. So it's amazing how quickly the rays can work sometimes. Another example, a friend in Canada was very, very depressed. So I kept sending him the orange ray, which helps to relieve depression. And eventually, he came off of therapy and was not considered depressed anymore, which is kind of nice. Now, this is not going to work 100% of the time, but it certainly doesn't hurt to send out God's rays. If you think of the prism and the rainbow coming out of the prism, when you collect God's rays and have them go through your chakras and then around to someone and out, think of sending that whole rainbow to them. And then whatever is the needed ray, like the guy who needed help with depression, then that ray would be brighter and stronger, but he still gets all the rays. So the little kid with sobbing, who was sobbing, think of you're sending out all the rainbow of rays, but just that blue light was stronger for that child. So send the rays out. When you enter a room, send the rays in front of you. When you're traveling, send the rays in front of you. Fill the room you're entering with God's rays and ask the angels in the morning when you pray or your requests, petition to God or the universe or whatever you consider your consciousness, whatever you address for more power. Oh, there goes my light again. Whatever you address, then think of sending out the rays. You can task the angels. Ask them in the morning or whenever, please choose the ray that would best help the people around me and deliver that ray stronger and brighter to that person. But allow the rays to go out to help others. Don't keep that gift just to yourself. So think of the rainbow of rays going out, God's rays, God's emanation. It's like you're taking God's energy and splitting it into different rays of light, different vibrations. And the colors are representative of the different vibrations. I'm going to place a poster in the comments that show the rays and the main uses for them. And when I figure out how to post posters on YouTube, I'll do that. I know if someone else comments on YouTube, then I can comment, but I haven't figured out how to comment to start with. Anyway, I'm glad you joined me, and I hope to see you next Wednesday for another spiritual talk. I don't know what the topic will be, but thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.